Welcome to the Loop Lifestyle Podcast, the #1 podcast for diabetics who want to have their cake pop and eat it too. I'm your mentor, Stephanie Johnson. This podcast is recorded live on Instagram. We cover health, wealth, and relationships, the blueprint for transforming your life. So grab a pen and paper, take some notes. I hope you find some value in the information I'm sharing. Let's get into it. Welcome to Tilt, Transform Your Life Tuesday. I'm your mentor, Stephanie Johnson. My son had an incident at school this past week that I wanted to talk a little bit about. I got that dreaded call from the principal just before he stepped off the bus at the end of the day. There had been some inappropriate conversations happening on the playground. There may or may not have been some mom jokes thrown around. We've all been there, right? And he wasn't alone in that. And as a parent, it's my job to teach my son how to act appropriately and navigate society, but it can be really hard to teach all these complex concepts that we've developed as adults to children. Many of the terms used today didn't even exist when I was a kid. And now that I've learned so much about communication, problem solving, and conflict resolution as an adult and have been practicing these skills with other adults, it's time to start teaching them to my son. I'm so grateful for my youngest sister. She has 2 children and she works diligently to do things differently than how they were done when we were kids. Having this support has really helped me with my family too. It really does take a village. We don't want our children to have to overcome the emotional trauma and hurt that we had to overcome. Not that everything was wrong with our childhood. We just want to keep improving because there's always room for improvement. We want to help our little ones learn how to build healthy relationships from a young age. So we've had to find ways to simplify what we've learned so that our children can begin developing habits that will strengthen their friendships and family connections. You may have heard the saying, life is like a mirror. This is one I use all the time. When it comes to interactions with my son, I've noticed that he definitely mirrors who he's around. It's also important for me to mirror him. For instance, if he shares something about himself, I need to reflect that back to him through active or reflective listening. I've also noticed that we naturally tend to mirror each other's emotions. If I get really excited about something, he not only gets excited, but amplifies that excitement tenfold. If I'm not feeling well, his demeanor becomes somber and empathetic. If your child struggles with recognizing emotions, you can use a literal mirror. Hold it up and have them practice copying your emotions as they respond to various prompts with you. That way they can literally see the difference. Have them pretend they are your mirror. It's a great exercise and it's a lot of fun to do with little ones, even babies. It's so much fun. The more animated my responses are, the more my son's personality starts to come out. When I mirror his excitement or demeanor, he's more likely to share things with me, which strengthens our friendship. A mood meter can also be helpful. I'm pretty good at self-soothing when big feelings come up for me, but I'm not really sure how or when I learned this, and I definitely wasn't sure how to teach it to my son, and we were really struggling with outbursts. I found it really helpful to label his emotions. The mood meter is actually a real tool you can use that was created at the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence. Self-soothing is really important for children to learn because big feelings can make it hard for them to think clearly and act calmly. But it's even more important to teach them this skill before they have a major meltdown. When my son is having big emotions, usually over a fight with his friend on a video game, I have him move away from the situation and take a break. He's not in trouble or in timeout. He can do literally anything else, but just take a break and do something else until he feels more calm. One of the best things my mom ever did for us was provide us with this next tool, distraction. If something big was going on, for me, it was always whenever there was a loss, my mom would have us do something distracting. And for us, it was always to go to the movies. This provided us with enough distraction to give our body a break from the grief or frustration and try again later with renewed energy. It has really helped my son to try some of these strategies and then re-engage with his friends to solve conflict. Another technique we've practiced is sending messages. Before he goes to talk to his friends, I have him say the message to me. Sometimes it's a hard blow, so we work on ways to phrase messages so that they might be more well received. The gentler the words, the easier it is for the other person to hear and receive the message. If you start out angry with mean words right off the bat, the other person won't hear or understand your message, and they'll probably be triggered to retaliate. we're practicing voicing specifics about the situation when things come up, as opposed to making mean blanket statements or name calling. The next thing I'm going to teach my son about is something I recently read about, and I thought it was a pretty cute idea. It's called bugs and wishes. They say what bugs them, and then what they wish would happen. And I think I'm even going to practice this more myself. Young children can learn and apply these concepts because they're simple to understand and remember. So let's all practice mirroring each other and using tools like bugs and wishes to create gentle messages for each other that strengthens friendships and enriches relationships throughout our lives. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Tilt Transform Your Life Tuesday. If you're struggling with anything, the link for mentoring is in my bio on Instagram at _cranky_pinky. Fill it out and we'll have a chat to see if I can help. Have a great night and we'll chat soon. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I appreciate you very much. If you love this episode, please take a screenshot and share it on your social media. Tag me at _cranky_panky for Instagram and at @thecrankypanky for Facebook. You can find the application for mentoring at the link in my Instagram bio at _cranky_panky. Get your application in, we'll have a chat and see if the Have Your Cake Pop and Eat It Too program is right for you. Until next time, stay in the loop.